Have you ever had a girl come over that you've tried to impress? Who am I kidding? You're watching my channel. Of course you haven't. Well, anyway, you know when you're playing pretend or you're thinking about the perfect date in your head and you just know the exact thing you're gonna cook? You're gonna cook spaghetti, just like the classic romantic dinner date at your house that you're never gonna have. Well, guys, I'm gonna teach you how to make that extremely easy today. It's extremely easy. There's no way you can mess it up. If you mess it up, there's a reason you're single. We'll just say that. First things first, we're going to set the stove to medium-high heat and then wait for that to warm up so we can get to cooking. However, if you are in a hurry like myself, you can turn it up to high heat, let the pan warm up a little bit, because it'll warm up faster, obviously, because it's on higher heat. It'll warm up quicker, and then once it's, hot, I guess, then you can actually start putting in the meat, but you'll have to lower it back down to medium-high once it's at that point. The next thing we're going to do is put the oil in the pan. You don't have to use oil. My meat, for example, is 80% lean, 20% fat, so it already kind of has a lot of fat and grease, whatever. You don't need to use oil, however, it is a choice you can make. Don't put a lot. Put just enough to cover the bottom of the pan because you do want the fond at the bottom. The next step is grab your Russian spoon and get to mashing your meat, all right? You want to break it up. Unless you like a big old beef patty in your spaghetti, you want to break it up, all right? Just trust me. You're not going to be able to do it as fast as I can because, like I said earlier in earlier videos, I'm a professional, so just try to keep up. I would just like to take a minute to talk about my spreadsheet that I have in the description. It's a little spreadsheet that I update every time I make a video. It's going to have all the recipes, nutrition facts. If you're an athlete like myself, you're going to have to fuel your body. The spreadsheet is a great way to know what you're putting inside of your body, how good or bad it is for you. And you may be wondering, you're an elite athlete, why are you eating spaghetti? Let me just tell you, guys, all right, I'm not so elite for no reason, all right? I don't even have to do good in tournaments for, just for your information, I'm a wrestler. I just show up to tournaments and I get medals. Like, I don't even have to wrestle good or do good in the tournament. I just show up and I get a medal, all right? I'm that good, okay? Some of you guys might call it participation medals. I like calling it, being recognized for how good I am. Just a side note. All right, the next step is seasoning this. Obviously, just salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne. That's pretty much all you need. Not a whole lot, just to give it just a little bit of flavor. Nothing too much. Make sure you mix it after you're done seasoning. While that is finishing cooking, you can start preheating the water for your noodles. One very important part of this dish is adding salt to your water. You want to make it taste like the ocean. If it doesn't taste like the ocean, you didn't add enough salt. And if it does taste like the ocean, add some more salt. All right, you can never go wrong. Salting your noodles can make or break a dish. If your noodles taste bland, your spaghetti sauce can't really, make your noodles taste better. So you have to make your noodles taste better by yourself. Now, if you're really in a hurry, you can start boiling the water as soon as you put in the meat in the pan. But if you're not really good at double tasking, I wouldn't suggest doing that, especially if you're going to put your noodles in. You can mess up your noodles pretty easily because they cook kind of quick. So just a side note. Alright, when your water starts boiling, that's when it's time to add the noodles. Make sure you break your noodles in half or they will not fit in the pot. I can't believe I have to say that, but trust me, people are kind of stupid. The next step, get your chop block, get your chopstick, and get 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to start by cutting off the stem. After the stem, we're going to smash it with the knife. Alright, you're going to put the knife flat on top of the garlic and just smash it. Alright, you don't have to crush it. You don't have to make it into a flat little oval, but just crush it just so you can get the little paper off, alright? Not that difficult. After you're done cutting your garlic and peeling it, we're not going to chop it or anything, make it into little bits. You can if you absolutely want to, but it's not necessary for this recipe. You're just going to put the cloves in the pan, let those brown a little bit, as well as the meat. The meat will brown, it will stick to the bottom of the pan, like the burned little caramelized bits. The little brown stuff at the bottom of the pan is called the fond. You want that, that's good, because when you put the sauce in, it'll take all of that out, and it'll infuse it into the sauce, and it'll make it taste amazing. When your noodles are about a minute away from being done the way you would like them, put the sauce in the meat. Just dump all of it in there. However, make sure you do turn down your heat if it's high, just so you don't burn the sauce. That would suck. Make sure you mix it in. Make sure you get all of the meat mixed in with the sauce. One very important part of this recipe is pasta water. I know it sounds weird. I thought it was weird the first time I heard it as well, but it is very important. Trust me, you'll see later. You'll see. Okay, just trust me. Another thing that's very important, I should have done this earlier, but I forgot to. Make sure you add your bay leaf as soon as you start mixing your pasta sauce with your meat. All right, you just want to give the bay leaf as much time as you can to give your pasta sauce flavor. Just trust me. All right, I know it's a leaf, but trust me, it packs a lot of flavor. As you can probably not tell, there is still some pasta sauce left over in this bottle. We're going to get it out using the pasta water. The pasta water will serve two purposes here. It won't really dilute our sauce too much because it has salt in it anyway, so it has a little bit of flavor, and it tastes like the noodles because it boiled them. So it'll have kind of more flavor than regular water, so it won't really dilute it. It'll also, since we're going to put it in the can, or in the bottle I mean, it'll get out the rest of the pasta sauce that's in there, and it'll kind of thin out our pasta sauce. Alright, this next part can be tricky for some people. It's called seasoning to taste. If you're experienced like myself, you've been cooking since you were in the womb, you already know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, make sure you take it very slow. Okay, so make sure you taste your sauce. Make sure you know what it needs. If it doesn't need salt, don't add salt. If it needs salt, put some salt in your hand and just, pinch it around as it needs. You don't need a lot of salt, all right? A little bit of salt goes a long way. So make sure you just taste it constantly, okay? Once it's to your liking, then you're done, all right? That's all you need to do. The only things I added were cayenne pepper and salt. Cayenne pepper just to give it a little bit of kick, salt just to add extra flavor, obviously. As you can see in the video, I am kind of scraping the bottom with the spoon because it gets the fond out of the bottom, whatever's left over, just to add a little bit of extra flavor. Alright, this next part is super easy. You're just plating it at this point. You're going to dump your noodles on the plate. You're going to pour the sauce on top, however much you like. Super easy. You cannot screw this up, even if you're a child. Like, honestly, if you mess it up, just, I don't know, like, that's it. If you like Parmesan, add some of that. I absolutely love Parmesan, so I added some. That's pretty much it, guys. If you guys liked the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. See you next Wednesday.